I've been sober for 2 years now. This is my sober log journey, 2 years straight from not taking any drugs and alcohol. Reason I'm showing this to you so you know I have some proof and I walk the talk and I'm not some bullshitter. Did you know that younger people are more vulnerable to losing their life from alcohol and drug related incidents? Let that sink in for a moment. If you're young, which I assume you are, and you're watching this video and you're struggling with alcohol and drugs, or just one of them, alcohol or drugs, or even smoking, you have a high chance of losing your life. Maybe that will scare you, or maybe that won't scare you, but either way, you need to make a change fast. Alright, if you don't know who I am, my name is Brandon. My mission here is to help younger people to quit alcohol and drug addiction for good so they live a better life without harming their health and without other consequences. Okay, so the first one is not enjoying or finding it fun, so now I will quit. Now, this is a common theme in the sobriety community. When people actually become sober for a few days, months, or a year, however long it takes them, everyone is different, of course, they lose that fun and enjoyment that they had before becoming sober because their brain was so used to the substance, they've been taking it for very long time or however long they've been taking it, excuse me, and now because they still like they came off but they lost that excitement when they were taking alcohol, drugs, smoking, and all these rubbish substances. And sometimes they need it, especially when a holiday season comes, for example, like Christmas, bank holidays. They see all their friends on social media, their families maybe as well. They're all having a good time while drinking, and they know because they have to stay being sober, and they're having much better moments and time compared to the other people who are having a much better time and experience while having alcohol. They feel like they want to have a few glass of alcohol because they think to themselves or their people around them say, "Oh, having one or two glasses is not going to be damaging. It's not going to kill you. You're not going to die. You can always reset." But this is how people lose hope. They go back to square one. They lose the motivation. They lose the drive to continue being sober because, like I mentioned, when holiday seasons come and maybe they have you know family coming over, brothers, sisters, or maybe there's a religion event or whatever that involves drinking, they quit. They go back to square one and they find it difficult to become sober again. You know, this is usually with drinking. Even like if there's a football match or soccer match, if you live in the US, they they know they can't be sober because they're surrounded with everyone in that environment, in that location where they are right now. They're all drinking. No one's having fun without drinking. So they feel like it feels weird to them, it feels awkward. They don't have the best interaction with their friends. Um, they just don't feel the energy, they don't feel the well being like it used to be when they were drinking. And yeah, so they just start drinking, but then you know what happens when you drink, you feel like you need another glass, another glass, another glass, another glass. This is the common theme when people become sober. And I don't want you to be in that position because I know how difficult it is to actually be back to square one, and then now you have to like, count again, on your sober log if you're actually using it, which I hope you are. And another thing is when they become sober, it's not only their brain influences them, the people they are best friends with, they always hang out with, speak to on the phone, they say, "Oh, it's okay, just have one or two glass." They really like urge them to just have a good time with some drinks involved, or come to this festival and smoke this cannabis, or take a line of coke. And if you're probably wondering, people actually do this. There's people out there that actually influence their own friends to do it when they, you know, trying to become sober. They're trying to recover from drugs or alcohol. There's actually people that influence their own friends and others in their social circle to do the same thing because they don't want to feel left out. They don't like to do it alone, so they want their own other people to do the same thing like they're doing. And then if they refuse, it becomes a conflict. They're like, "Oh, you're not really a good friend. You're not this person anymore. You're different, blah blah blah," and all these things, and it causes like an argument. So it really forces them to do it, and it really puts massive pressure on them, and then they just do it. And this is why many people fail. And of course, on your sober journey, you're going to relapse a few times, but it's going to be a lot harder if you can't control it when a holiday comes around, or you have people in your circle influencing you, and you're just too much of a pussy to let them go. So it's going to be really hard. You're going to not only relapse, but you're not going to learn anything from it. You're not going to, because there's a difference. Relapse only matters. I mean, excuse me. Relapse only exists if you didn't learn anything from it. If you learn something from it and 100% certain that you're not going to do it again, and you can control it, not a relapse. So that's something I want you to remember and take away from this first thing that I mentioned in this video. Number 2, I don't see any benefits when I've become sober. A lot of people, go through this phase of like, this is for the people who become sober, right? They become sober for a long period of time, maybe, I don't know, 7 days or 3 months or a year. They notice that what they were expecting when becoming sober, they don't seem to notice those benefits. And the main reason why is because your body is probably still healing from the damages. So you just need to be patient and give some time. For some people, they can see the benefits way faster than you. Other people will see the benefits a bit late, or even more late. It doesn't mean you're not going to see the benefits. It will come eventually. You need to realize your body is not designed like everyone else. Everyone else doesn't have the same face as you. And everyone doesn't have the same tone of voice as you. Other people don't like, other people who have the same taste as you is not going to be like everyone else. Not everyone else is going to have the same thinking like you. This is the same thing with this when becoming sober. So you just need to be patient, don't lose hope, stay on the path, and make sure you're disciplined. You do the right habits, make sure you're eating well, you're sleeping good, and make sure you actually don't surround yourself with fucking losers. Excuse me, my swearing, but don't hang out with the wrong people, the wrong crowd, and make sure you actually have some accountability. And that is writing the sobriety log, which I showed you the first second of this video. When you do this, you actually stay accountable and you're more motivated to stay on the sobriety track. You can also do this on your phone, but I advise doing this on a piece of paper and then stick it on your wall. I don't really do this, but I just write it. But for most of you who are still new to becoming sober, I would highly recommend stick it somewhere where you can see it often. Maybe even just before you go to sleep every night, you can see it on your wall and like really drill it into your brain. So yeah, the biggest takeaway here, just stay on track. If you do happen to relapse, it's not end of the world. Don't make it a big deal. Just keep going. Do not lose hope. Don't give up, and don't compare yourself to other people who are sober, because that's the wrong way. If you're like in a couple of groups on social media and you see people are succeeding, becoming sober, and you're still beneath them, you're still not seeing any progress, don't self negative don't be self negative to yourself. Don't say anything negative to yourself. Just keep on track, know that you're on the right path, and eventually you're going to see the benefits as soon as possible. Because I'm telling you, like, if you just quit because you don't want to see any benefits, that's like, what is that telling you? You're basically a bitch. You're being a pussy. Okay? Don't, like, you're a strong person. Okay? Even though you're hooked onto drugs or alcohol, you have the potential, you have the capabilities to change your life and change the person that you're meant to become. That's why you've clicked on this video, to learn what to do uh, when you become sober. Okay? And maybe you also watched my previous videos. If you haven't, go check it out. It's really valuable. But there's a reason why you clicked on this video. People who don't really care about this will click on just bunch of rubbish entertainment videos that just fries their dopamine, or watch some bunch of TikTok shorts because they're bored and they, have nothing better to do in their life. They don't have any purpose, potential in their life. Sounds harsh, but it is the truth. You, on the other hand, you clicked on this video because you really care about your life and you respect your life, you value your life, and you actually want to change your life. Don't lose hope, man or girl, whoever is watching this. There is always a light at the end of the tunnel for any areas in life, not just trying to quit alcohol and drug addiction, but in anything in life, there will always be a light at the end of the tunnel. Just gotta keep going, like the train. That's how I view it. That's the mentality that I want you to have. All right, if you actually need help to stay accountable and you have trouble staying motivated and you don't know what to do when you get urges and you don't know how to handle your withdrawal symptoms, you can check out my community in the top link of the description. It is completely free to join. It has all the tools, the system that helped me become sober, and I put it all in there in the community for guys and even girls who want to become sober. So the first couple people who join this community will have access to my 60 minutes long one-on-one advanced accountability call. And after that, you will not have access to it. This community is free to join, but after a month from now, I will make it paid. So this is the best opportunity right now for you to change your life for good without paying upfront cost. So if I convince you, you trust me enough, go join the community right now in the top link in the description of this video. Be the first one to change your life today. All right, back to the video. Number 3, letting other people dictate your life. What I mean by this is you let, people that you've known for a while, or even just strangers that you just met recently, you let these people decide how your life should be instead of the other way around. Instead of you deciding how your life should actually be. You want to go somewhere better than where they go. They're going to say, no, come here. You're going to follow their path. You want to eat something healthy. They say, no, it's no point doing that. It's no point, following these calories. It's no point counting these calories and macros. Just eat good and that's fine. You'll be fine. You're not going to die if you eat this and that. This is very, very common in not only in young people, but even in adulthood. So many people are like this. They always seek other people's information, other people's approval, permission. They can't do it without someone saying if this is bad or not. You need to take responsibility of your own life. You're not a little boy, you're not a little girl. You're growing up now. You need to take charge in your own life. Excuse me. Don't let other people dictate your own life. This is a wrong way to live. It's not the right way to live at all. It's going to lead to a lot of pain and suffering, and even more bad consequences. You might think I'm exaggerating. I'm just saying this because of this YouTube video, just to make this video look good. But I'm actually dead serious. I've been in the same boat as you. I let other people all the time dictate my own life. I was always seeking approval from others. And I thought this was okay. And I didn't realize this until someone actually brought it up and pinpoint my pain points that I was, having in my life. I was always asking for approval from others. And I couldn't decide my own life without having someone behind me telling me, like, is this right or wrong? I couldn't do things alone. Even things that are risky, I needed, someone to say if this is good or not. Even my family, my mom, my grandma, my cousins, I was always trying to ask information from them, and not really to learn something, but I actually wanted them to see if they approve it or not. You get what I mean? If you don't realize this, maybe it's good to take a time and journal these things, journal these weaknesses that you have inside of you, because you might not realize it. You might not know what you have, even if it's not this, but you might have like smaller weaknesses that hiding in your body, and they're not rising up because you've never discovered them. You never dig deeper inside of what's going on, what other weaker points you have. So that's a good practice. Another thing is also, taking a walk. You can do something called walking meditation, but I wouldn't recommend that right now. Just stick to meditation at home or outside if it's nice weather and it's not raining. You can also do what else you can do? Exercise alone. Um, Not intense exercise, but something like light jogging, light running, and read a lot of books about mind and psychology and things like that, if that's your thing. If not, just do meditation and do some journal writing. And don't say like, oh, but it's boring, but I don't want to do that, but no one else does it, but I can't focus. Come on, there's loads of videos on YouTube. Look at guides, look at tutorials. Don't just look 1, 2 videos. Look as many videos on how to meditate properly, or just practice yourself. Look, meditation is only just bringing your focus back. That's basically it. But you don't need to make it complicated. It's not rocket science, okay? You just bring your attention back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. That's it. But for journal writing, to know what things you can write in your journal to maximize growth and success, you can look those things on YouTube. Or you can even ask ChatGPT and it will give you information instantly. But for this part, the biggest takeaway is if you want to stop letting other people dictate your own life, you need to stop being a people pleaser. Stop being a yes man every time, or yes girl, whatever. Stop always saying yes, 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 because that's where it starts from. That's where it slowly builds up. Okay? You are responsible for your life, And I'm not saying like your family or your brothers or sisters or cousins or anyone else say, oh, this is not good. And then you actually see that it's not actually good, but you don't want to be a people pleaser and you still do it anyway. You don't always want to say no, no, no. When it's appropriate, when it's actually not good, it's not the right option, then of course say no. Say yes and take their word for it. But majority in life, don't always just like navigate life by letting other people decide how your life should be lived. And don't let other people make rules for your life, especially when you're approaching adulthood and you're going to become independent. You don't need that shit, especially even if it's your parents. You need to grow some balls if you're a man, and if you're a woman who's watching this, grow a pair, okay? You're not going to be a teenager for the rest of your life. You're going to eventually need to take responsibility for your own life, because no one's always going to be behind your back. Everyone's going to die soon. So I hope you understand this and I hope you learn something from this. Okay, that's everything covered in this video, and I appreciate you for watching till the end and consuming a lot of value. But I need you to do one more favor, because everything I just told you in this video is pretty much useless. Because if you're also hooked onto alcohol, or you're just hooked onto alcohol and you haven't become sober from it, you need to understand the warning signs from alcohol. Because if you don't fix them, everything I just told you won't make sense. It won't work. So click here next to my head to watch this video to understand the alcohol warning signs. And if you actually need my help, one-on-one personalized help, and you want to become sober as fast as possible, you want to learn how to handle your withdrawals and urges and all those bad stuff, you can join my community in the top link in the description. Like I mentioned earlier, it is the best platform to be in for guys and even girls who want to become sober from alcohol and drug addiction as fast as possible without AA, rehab, and all that other stuff. It has everything in there that helped me become sober, so you can become sober as fast as possible. Guaranteed. It is free to join, but I won't keep it free for very much longer. very soon I will close it, as in like I will make it paid. So this is the best opportunity for you if you want to escape the addiction as fast as possible in no time. This is your opportunity right now to take it. I promise you, I give you my word. You join this community, you will actually change your life because you will have access to my extreme accountability for the first people who join. You will have access to loads of courses, talks about mindset, mental health. You will have access to full guides that I will write myself. You will be able to ask a lot of questions from other members and including me, of course, and 24/7 support. Not only this is the place to escape your alcohol and drug addiction, but it is the best place to use as a social media platform. You can even download the app and use it as a social media hub instead of going on bad places like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and you see people taking drugs, smoking, and then it will just influence you to do the same thing. Like, how bad is that? Social media is the number one cause for mental health problems. This place where I place my community, where I launch my community, you can use this place like your social media. You have other guys, other girls who are on the same path as you, trying to become sober. You can make friends with those people, become best friends. It is honestly the best place. Like, seriously, I wish someone gave me something like this when I was struggling with alcohol and drug addiction for nearly a decade. I would have become sober very fast, very soon. It has all the tools, the system there for you to become sober. I convince you and you trust me enough, go join the community right now. And I shall see you inside the community. Okay, until then, take care. And remember this, alcohol and drugs are not the answer. Take care and peace.